Hi everyone, and welcome to Kit Does Yoga. Today's practice is actually going to be a chair yoga practice. Now this class can be used in two ways. So it can be used for anyone who is chair bound or has a little bit less mobility. You don't have to worry about falling over or anything. So please share it with anyone who's been looking to get into yoga, but the idea of down dog is mildly terrifying. This is also an easy restorative practice. You can do it from the couch, you can do it from your kitchen table, you can even do it from your office chair if you don't want to be that weird person that does yoga in the office. Before we get going, go ahead and find a chair that sits easily on the ground and is nice and balanced. If you have wheels, go ahead and lock them, but we just want to be able to sit here and not worry about falling off or rolling away. Woo! So to begin, just find a nice easy seat. If you can put your feet on the ground or another surface, go ahead and do that. But I know sometimes I like to sit in a chair like really off center like this on one hip, so none of that here unless that's how you get comfortable. So try and bring both hips onto the chair, both feet on a surface, and then hands just on your thighs, nice and easy. If you can, sit up tall, roll your shoulders back and pull them away from your ears. And if you're comfortable, maybe even close your eyes here. So we're just going to begin by breathing. Go ahead and take a quick body scan from the top of your head all the way down into your feet. Notice if anywhere feels tight. And the opposite, notice if anything feels good right now. Maybe things are just going good. Yoga doesn't have to be always for when things are going bad. It's a practice. And then from here, start to deepen your breaths. Take deep inhales, fill up the chest and the belly. And lengthen your exhales nice and long. So try and get all your air out, maybe squeezing the last bit right from the belly. And as we continue the class, remember this breath. So the breath is actually the most important thing in any yoga class. I don't care if we're doing handstands, I don't care if we're laying on our backs, I don't care if we're sitting on a chair doing a pose. Make sure you keep breathing. When we do these different poses, it's actually meant to challenge the breath and see if you can keep going. So again, when things get a little challenging, you can keep taking deep breaths. The breathing technique I actually wanted to start off this class with is called box breathing. So box breathing is going to involve an inhale, a hold for just a short amount of time, holding your breath in, an exhale, and then pausing at the bottom of your breath. So if you notice, the inhale goes up one side of the box, holding your breath for just a little bit of time, goes across the top of the box. Exhale goes down the side, and then this pause at the bottom goes down the bottom of the box. If holding your breath makes you really anxious or nervous, feel free to just use these cues as a way to keep breathing so you can make up your own system, or just use it as a reminder to keep doing these deep breaths that we've started the class with. But go ahead, take a breath in here and out, and we'll all meet empty at the bottom of a breath. And then I'll do the first one with you. So inhale up the side of the box, hold across the top, and exhale down the side of the box. Hold at the bottom, inhale up the side, hold at the top, and exhale down the side. Maybe you picture the box in your mind. Hold at the bottom, inhale up, hold at the top, exhale the side, hold at the bottom, Inhale up the side, Hold at the top. Exhale out the side. Hold at the bottom. Inhale up the side. Hold at the top. Exhale down the side. Hold at the bottom. Inhale up the side. Fill up. Hold strong at the top. Exhale down the side. Hold strong at the bottom. And then for this last round, I'm going to let you do it on your own. So go ahead and do your own box breath. And then when you've completed, just go ahead and return to your nice natural breathing. And then we're going to start with some wrist circles. So take your hands out and then start to circle your wrists. If you want to rest them on the arms of the chair, if you have them, you can do that. Maybe you're like me, you got some imaginary arms here you can kind of rest on, or keep it nice and strong. Work the biceps. Yes, getting ripped with yoga. And then wherever you are, circle your wrists the other direction. And then take your right hand, palm's gonna go forward and out, and then your left hand's actually gonna pull on your fingers and just pull back slightly. So this is a nice wrist stretch all the way through the forearm. And you decide how much, maybe just a little pull, maybe a little tug. Maybe you go back a little deeper. But see when you start to feel that stretch, and that's the amount you should pull back. And then release your fingertips. Send your right fingertips towards the ground so the top of your hand faces forward. And again, use your left hand to pull back gently. So this is stretching the top of the forearm here, kind of that meaty part right on the top, all the way from your wrist up into your elbow, maybe even beyond too if you're a little bit more flexible. And then release that side and shake it out. And then send your left palm forward. We're going to do the other side. Again, take your right hand and pull the fingers back. Maybe notice if your two hands or two wrists feel a little different, especially if you're really right-handed or really left-handed. You might feel just a difference in how they stretch. So one might be tighter because you use it a lot. One might be looser because you use it a lot. But just noticing those differences is how we bring a lot of mindfulness to this practice. And then release up top, send your left fingertips down and pull back. I kind of like to pull back on my knuckle area with my right hand. I don't know if you can tell, but my left hand is significantly looser. I think the writing I do with my right hand, all the, I don't know, cooking and cleaning I do with my right hand, I think it makes it just like a little tighter, but hey, it's all good. Just noticing, not judging. And then go ahead and release and maybe shake it out. Maybe that feels good. And then we're going to continue going up the arms into the shoulders. So take your right hand across your body. Maybe reach your fingers out and get a little bit of activity through the fingers. And it's going to reach over to the left. So my right hand's coming across my body over to the left side. And then I'm going to take my left arm and bring it to my shoulder, my right shoulder. I mean, maybe you can do that. And then reaching my right arm out still, I'm going to start to drag my palm along my bicep. Now this might feel good. Maybe get a little squeezes in there. Sliding it all the way out, using this action of sliding out towards my right hand to think about length here. So I'm thinking about lengthening my right hand all the way out. And then eventually I'm going to get to my wrist. And I'm not going to yank my arm out anymore. I'm just going to use this as a support. So my left hand is grabbing my right wrist. All the yanking, we don't do yanking in yoga, but all the energy of yanking is coming from my right arm reaching out. And then go ahead and release that side. Maybe shake it out again. And then send your left arm over to the right. So coming across my body over to the right. And again, we'll do this action here of taking our right hand up to our left shoulder And again, maybe get a little rub, get a little self-massage in there. As you start to slide your right palm down your left arm towards the elbow, and then past the elbow, nice and smooth, into the left wrist. So again, my right arm is just a little shelf here. I can open up my hands and I'm doing the same thing. Reaching out through the left arm, some activity in the fingers over here. Maybe start to feel the stretch in your shoulders. So back behind, kind of where the shoulder blades are. If you don't, maybe reach further. That's the theme for this pose. And then when you're ready, go ahead and release. So we're gonna move the body a little bit more now. I know you're like, ooh, this is for my arms and my hands. But when you're ready, go ahead and reach up overhead or as high as you can. Take a big breath in. And then bring your hands down. Exhale your hands onto your knees. And then from here, maybe you stay here, or maybe you keep reaching down for a forward fold. You can reach towards your toes. You can also grab the legs of your chair if you have them. That tends to be a theme. If you want to grab something on your chair, you can do that as you bend at the waist here. So coming down into our forward fold. And if it feels good, you can touch the floor or just let yourself hang loose here a little bit. Maybe bow the head. Even with your hands on your knees here, you can still bow the head and lean forward. Maybe you bring forearms onto your thighs. But find a way that you can hinge at the hips here. Bring your hands down. If it feels good, let your neck relax here for a moment. Wherever you are, shake the head yes, up and down, and then shake the head no, side to side. And then just let your head fall back down towards the earth. Take one more breath here. And then slowly start to roll yourself back up. Again, grab your legs, yours or the chair's. And we're going to roll ourselves up one vertebrae at a time. So my low back clicks into place, and then my mid back, and eventually my upper back and my shoulders come back to seated. And then again, I'm going to reach up tall, reach up high, and exhale, come back into your forward fold. So again, coming forward, whatever you need. I'm going to do my hands on my legs this time. So again, bringing the head back down if you can, bowing the chin towards the chest, or if it feels comfortable. And then again, on your next inhale, slowly start to roll yourself back up into seated. Nice job. We're going to do one more round of those. So on your next inhale, reach up high, and exhale, fold forward. And take as many breaths as you need. I just like to start with the inhale and exhale. You can kind of tell that inhales like big balloon lifts, and exhales are kind of like this deflating motion. Not a bad deflating motion, but like deflating, folding, coming down. So that's always nice. And again, one more breath here. And then starting with your next inhale, roll yourself back up into a seat. Nice job. Okay, so next pose, we're going to grab our right knee. I like to lace my fingers around my right knee and then pull it up towards my chest. So you can grab below if that works for you. You can grab underneath the knee. That's kind of what I like to do. And pull it up into your chest. So go as far as you want, a little bit, a lot of bit, and then if you want, you can also circle the ankle here. So circling your right ankle as it's up and above Another option here, if you don't like this lift in the knee, is to stick your right foot out and take some circles. So wherever you're going. A little bit of activity in the ankles, get some blood flowing down there. And then when you're ready, we're actually going to keep this going. So we're going to bring our left ankle to our right knee. So this is called figure 4 pose, because if you look down and you were to kind of extend your left leg, you would see kind of this figure 4 here. So my right ankle's on my left knee here, and I'm going to sit up tall to get a nice stretch here. If you want to go a little deeper, you can take your right hand and actually press your knee down in space, so that might feel good. Also flex your left foot if that feels good as well. So sometimes just bringing a little bit extra activity into the left leg helps the knee, and it helps the stretch go all the way up into your right glute and your right hip. So breathing here. And then when you're ready, go ahead and release your right foot back down to the earth. And then we'll do the other side. So go ahead and pull your left leg in. So again, grab underneath, or maybe grab in front of the leg and circle the left ankle, or send your left foot out and circle the ankle. And then switch it, circle it the other way, just like we did the wrists. I think we forgot that on the last side. Oh well. Everyone's just going to be unbalanced for the rest of the day. My bad. And then when you're ready, we're going to move into that figure 4. So keep pulling your left leg up. Left ankle comes to your right knee. This might be a big stretch to begin with. We don't often sit like this. I mean, unless you're like a dude in an office, they tend to sit like this. But go ahead, find this nice hip stretch. Again, flex your right foot. Your toes are coming towards your knee. And maybe you press down on the left knee. Get a little bit deeper in there. Maybe you start to feel a stretch on your inner thigh here. You can always hang on to your ankle too. I like to do that. It's just nice to kind of keep some stability there. Make sure it's not going to, fall off or something. And again, notice the differences between your right and left side. So be mindful of what's going on in both sides. Not judging, just noticing. One's tighter, one's looser. Just noticing. Just how we're right-handed and left-handed, you can actually favor your feet as well. So a lot of times we favor one foot to stand on or walk on, or even like I was talking about earlier, if you tend to sit kind of cross-legged, one hip might be a little bit more open than the other. And then once you feel even on both sides, go ahead and release your left foot down to the earth. Now inhale your arms up once more, and then take your chest over to the right. So you're going to spin your chest over to the right, and my left hand's going to come onto my lap here. If I can, I'm going to reach into this outer right thigh, and then my right hand can come on the back of my chair, or maybe it grabs the edge here. So I'm going to bring it to the back of my chair here. Whatever works for you. And your chair too. There's lots of different chairs. Maybe I'll talk about chairs for a while. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of HGTV lately, okay? Keep your feet flat on the ground for this. Notice if you're trying to if your knees are coming with you, and try and bring them, or try and keep them nice and straight, or bring them back to their home. We're getting a twist here in the back, and we can't do that if the knees come with us. If you can't twist as far as you want to, or as far as even I'm going, Keep your knees at center and then just do this little twist. So, as far as you can go. Again, no judgment. And then when you're ready, go ahead and release, come back to center, and we'll do the other side. So we're gonna start by lifting up, again, to get the spine nice and tall. So, if we start slouched over and we twist, we're gonna get like a slouchy, grouchy twist. So we're gonna start tall. Even just sitting up tall is a really good way to start this twist. And we're gonna go over to the left this time, or whatever side you didn't do last time. This time my right arm's gonna grab the outside of my left thigh, and my left arm's coming back onto the top of my chair here. However you can get it. Just like we started off, think about sitting up tall, and maybe that helps you twist a little deeper. Or maybe as you sit up tall, you're like, ooh, not feeling this in the back, so you back off of it a little bit. But again, we're focusing this twist on the spine. So all the vertebrae are twisting just a little bit to get your entire upper body over to the side. Sorry, I think I just bumped the mic there. Good morning, anyone. And then once you feel even, come back to center. For our last pose, we're going to come into a Shavasana, or final resting pose. Now, if you'd like to do a Shavasana laying down like it's done in like a traditional yoga class, you can do that. You can come to your bed, you can come to the ground. Otherwise, we're just going to stay seated, but we're going to come back to this really active seat. So feet up on the ground, hands on your thighs. Again, pull your shoulder blades up and back. Try and sit up tall, but maybe lean on the back of the chair for this. So we're being really intentional about the way we're sitting. And then check in. Maybe you can close the eyes now. Maybe it's comfortable. If you don't want to close your eyes, go ahead and find one thing to stare at. So maybe the corner of a window in front of you, or one tchotchke on your shelf in front of you. But just find one focus point so that, everything going around, it's unimportant. This one focus point is the most important thing. I'll go ahead and close my eyes here. And then we're coming back to the breath. So keep your inhales and exhales nice and easy. If you haven't already, return to your natural breathing, not forced, whatever works for you. And then maybe tune into somewhere you can feel the breath. Maybe it's your chest rising and falling. Maybe it's that little space between your nose and your mouth where you can feel the inhales and the exhales. And if outside thoughts or sounds try and distract you, just bring your focus back to that space. Bring your focus back to your breath like it's the most important thing you have going on right now. Maybe check in too. Is it easier now than at the beginning of class to focus on your breath and your breathing? And then feel free to stay here as long as you like. Maybe count your breaths, maybe set a timer, or maybe you play your favorite song. But before we leave here, I invite everyone to bring their hands together at heart center. I like to end all my classes with a moment of gratitude, so maybe bring something to the forefront of your mind that you can be grateful for. Picture it, name it, really find something that you can be grateful for on this day. And then if you'd like, you can bow your chin to your chest to end class. So thank you all for coming or trying out chair yoga. If you like this and you want more, please let me know in the comments and maybe we can do some more chair yoga with some different poses. While you're there, please like and subscribe to check out more Kitta's yoga videos. Thanks for watching.